Are you considering to buy Volvo's EX90? Or maybe you already have placed an order for the EX90. But what other cars were you looking at when you made a decision to go for the EX90? Or maybe you haven't made a decision yet. In this video, we're going to look at some of the competitors, primarily one, the Polestar 3. But we're first going to touch in upon a couple of other cars. You want a large SUV, you want a lot of space, or maybe you want 7 seats. And also you want electric. So there's not many options to go for. Maybe you were looking at the Kia EV9, but you wanted a step above in interior luxury, so you ruled that out. So then you went for the 3 Germans. Let's see what they have been doing. Mercedes with their EQS. Yes, you can get it with 7 seats. Yes, it's not that spacious actually. Interior luxury. The price is significantly more than the EX90. And personally for me, I was more amazed by Mercedes' previous lineup with the ML series before they went with this EQ lineup. I'm not a fan of the EQ series at all. Maybe just the EQE, the low slung sedan. But let's look at BMW. They had the legendary X5. And I'm a huge fan of the X5 50e plug-in hybrid. And that's actually the only car I would consider if shopping an XC90 plug-in hybrid today. That is the X5. It has a beefy stance. I love the exterior look. Awesome seats, awesome riding comfort, good tech, long range, interior luxury. It has it all. But what have they been doing when they went over to electric? Well, they made the iX. Honestly, and I'm sorry for all iX owners, I think it looks hideous. And yeah, it's not for me. I'm sorry, I don't understand what they had the beefy X5 and then they made this iX thing. And it doesn't offer 7 seats, so that's also out. The EQS have 7 seats, but it's not as spacious. So maybe you also remove that one. And then we have Audi with the Q8. I'm a huge fan also of the Q8 and Q8 Sportback. Awesome cars, I've driven them both. But not that spacious. And also maybe yesterday's news with the introduction of the Q6 also doesn't offer 7 seats. So maybe you have narrowed it down to the EX90 and maybe also you're looking at the Polestar 3. So in this video, we're going to look at those 2 competitors, even if the Polestar 3 doesn't have 7 seats, but at least it's a big SUV, offers a lot of space, kind of. So let's compare Volvo EX90 versus Polestar 3. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Volvo Christian. And by that name, maybe you have already leaned on what car I'm going to pick in the end. Maybe. But let's see, you can decide for yourself, because in this video, we're going to look at I'm going to enhance some of the differences between Volvo's EX90 and Polestar's 3. Same, but different. Hope you will enjoy this video. I'm recording this video in the home of Volvo, Gothenburg, Sweden, and more specific, Volvo's latest edition, the World of Volvo. It's their new museum, but it's also kind of not a museum. Volvo have closed the previous museum out in Torslanda, and this is the new edition. They have a museum part or exhibition part with like 20 to 25 cars. And they have a couple of cars scattered around. But this is an event center. They have restaurants, they have huge conference halls. They have an area in there where they have a truck, like a F16, FH16 something, where kids can go in. They also have an XC40 without any doors, so kids can go in. And there's a lot of space here. But more specific, in this video, they have this glorious EX90 on display. This car can't be driven, this is just a static car for presentation use. And it has gotten a beating, so it has some dings and dongs here and there. But either way, I just love this spec on this one. We have the optional running boards. I'm a huge fan of running boards. I had them on my XC90 myself. And we also have, more specific, a roof box. This is Volvo's own roof box. I think this looks pretty cool. This is the Cabin Express. This is the Norwegian Dream. Personally, for me, I would like to see the box even lower, because here I can get like a fist between the roofline and the roof box. I prefer ski guards models like the ski guard 860 and the 830. Like there's 1 finger or 2 fingers between on the touring boxes. They can get really close to the roofline. And they will probably fix it so it won't hit this LiDAR box. But either way, I think this looks pretty wicked. But let's get down to the details. Polestar 3 versus Volvo EX90. I had to bring my trusted notebook again, and also a second bottle. I'm so thirsty today. But we're gonna start to look at the specifications, because even if the Volvo EX90 and the Polestar 3 are built on the same platform, the SPA2 platform, they went completely different ways. And we're now going to look at the specifications, and then afterwards we're gonna jump inside, and then I'm gonna enhance some of the key differences for me. But we're gonna start with the specifications, because even here there is differences between the EX90 and the Polestar 3, such as the overall length. Volvo's EX90, 5 meters and 3 centimeters. The Polestar 3, on the other hand, 4 meters and 90. So we have a 13 centimeters gap there. These 13 centimeters are also apparent on the height. EX90, 174, Polestar 3, 161. So as you see, the Polestar 3, lower, slightly shorter. The wheelbase, however, are the same, 2 meters and 98. The ground clearance are also approximately the same, because they have air suspension so they can lift it up and lower it down. But then, we're not talking about the running boards. Battery in the floor, also the same, 111 kilowatt hours and with approximately 107 kilowatt hours usable capacity. Charging, also the same, 250 kilowatt peak power under ideal conditions. And charging times from 10 to 80, approximately like 28 minutes. So all of that are the same. And then we're jumping over to the power figures. And here it gets pretty complex, because even if they have the same motors, they have a different output and they have different configurations. So the EX90, you can put in a different box with that. They have dual motor, both of them dual motor, and the dual motor performance. In the dual motor, we have 408 horsepower. And that is a combination of a front motor on 248 horsepower and a rear motor on 160 horsepower. In the dual motor performance, the rear motor are stronger and now provides 268 horsepower. And I can also put in the 0 to 100 or 0 to 62 miles per hour. 5.9 and 4.9 for the performance. However, on the Polestar 3, that is more complex, because they recently got a rear wheel drive version available. And in the rear wheel drive configuration, that one provides 299 horsepower. In the two dual motor versions, the first one are 408, no, not 408, that is the EX90, 489. And that is a combination of two identical motors on approximately 244 horsepower. That gives us approximately 488. And then they have a dual motor performance. So instead of 244 here, we get 272 horsepower in the rear. And that gives us the same as the EX90, 517. And I can also put in the 0 to 100. It's 7.8 for the rear wheel drive, and then 5.0, 4.7. So slightly faster than Volvo's EX90. Towing capacity are the same, at least for the dual motor versions, 2.2 for the dual motor performance. But that was specifications. That can also be read out of any spreadsheet. But now we're going to jump inside, because I want to show you some of the things that I find are the key differences between Volvo's EX90 and the Polestar 3. Hope you will enjoy this. So, jumping inside the glorious Volvo EX90. Oh, it looks so good. Just put on my water bottle, my notebook, and I can overlay a picture of the Polestar 3 interior, and you can also find that later on. I'm not going to talk about the design approach. Our tastes are subjective. It all depends on what you prefer, but I really like Volvo's EX90 design language in the EX90. Yeah, double phrasing EX90, but either way, I really like it. I really like this. I feel at home. But we're now going to start to look at the key differences for me. probably should have started this on the outside, because my first points are actually the LiDAR box. Just on top of the roofline here, on top of the windshield, we have this LiDAR box. With Volvo's EX90, that is standard. You can't take it off. You can't remove it. You gotta go for the LiDAR box, either way. With Polestar 3, that box are optional. So you can decide, do you want the LiDAR box or don't you want it? And I'm not going to talk about design, because weirdly enough, not weirdly, some people don't like it, and I kind of see it, okay. And some people call it like a taxi sign, but either way, I don't care, because I want it either way. And the key difference, or the key thing I want with that, are like the night vision, because the LiDAR can detect obstacles and also make evasive maneuvers even in the dark. So I want it either way. But that is one difference with Polestar 3 and the Volvo's EX90. Another difference also are in extension of the powertrains, because the EX90 are only available in a dual motor configuration, while the Polestar 3 are available in a rear wheel drive version. Do we want a rear wheel drive EX90? I don't know. I don't think it would come either. But then again, Polestar 3 has it. Maybe in some markets you don't need all-wheel drive, but you want a big car. So maybe it's coming, maybe not. But that is also some differences. LiDAR box and motor configurations, and an extension of motor configurations, and also the difference between Volvo and Polestar. Volvo have a speed restriction on all their cars, 180 kilometers per hour. That is like 100, is it 100, slightly over 100 miles? I'm gonna put it in 112, 60, 100, yeah. I'm gonna put it in miles per hour, I'm not sure. It's 180 kilometers per hour. But Polestar, they don't care about speed restrictions. They are Polestar, they're a performance brand. The Polestar 3 top speed 210. So we got a 30 kilometers per hour difference. And if that is something that is important to you, yeah, then Polestar 3 is your choice. So already from the start, the Polestar 3 takes some wins, because the LiDAR are optional. You can get it a rear wheel drive and also a higher top speed, at least for the dual motor versions, 210. But do you really want to drive that fast in an EX90? Not sure, maybe in Germany. For me, I don't care. I don't want to drive my EX90 above 180 either way, and it's not legally here in Norway and Sweden. It's like maximum 130, I think. It's about 120 in Sweden and maybe 130 in Denmark. So, but already from the bat, we got a couple of differences, or major differences. So that was the LiDAR, that was the dual motor, that was yeah, and then we come down to maybe for me the most annoying or controversial thing that I don't understand, and that comes down to upholstery. Volvo are trying to be so sustainable. So they just, oh, sustainable all the way. We don't want any leather, because that is a sin. So even if I love these tailored wool upholstery, Volvo doesn't offer leather in the EX90. They have some replacements, Nordico, like this vegan leather. It looks pretty wicked. Quilted leather, quilted Nordico, especially the blonde and the cardamom. The black one, or the charcoal, that is not quilted, but it looks great, and I've actually felt it in a car. Yeah, it's kind of good, but the Polestar 3, you can get Nappa leather in two different variations, both a blonde and also this Jupiter, like a light brown. Gorgeous. And this Nappa leather, it feels so darn delicious. It's kind of annoying. It would be better if Volvo could put a leather as a high cost option. Then the customers could decide for themselves. Do they want leather? Then they will pay for it. And if they don't, they go in for the Nordico. Put it as an option instead of, if you as a customer want leather and you're considering the EX90, then the EX90 are out of the equation just based on upholsteries. What the heck? Are Volvo willing to go that path? You just say, no, if you want leather, pick another brand. put it as a high cost option. Let people pay for it. Then you can be sustainable as much as you want on other areas. But another difference. And also, when we are talking about seats, another annoying or another win for Polestar 3. Volvo's EX90. Yes, you can get it with massage in all upholsteries, but you can't get ventilation. At least not in Norway, weirdly enough, and at least not for model 25. Probably it will come for model 26. And this could be different from market to market, but in Norway we can't get ventilation. I don't understand why, because in other markets they can. It just baffles my head. But Polestar 3, I tested 2 cars and both of them ventilated seats with massage. God damn, that is so delicious when you're driving on a hot summer day. So that was some of the differences, but now we're gonna jump in the back seats and maybe Volvo can gain some points, because it doesn't look good so far for the Volvo EX90 versus Polestar 3. But let's jump in the back. So let's see if Volvo's EX90 can redeem itself. Put my notebook there. Just put down my bottle. And if you are an EX30 driver or owner and watching this, I'm so sorry, but we got an armrest in the back seats. But let's see. Is there any differences between the Polestar 3 and Volvo's EX90 in the back seats? And yes. I think Polestar had done a colossal mistake with the back seats. And Volvo, luckily, they haven't. This is the way to do it. Because in Polestar 3, I'm not sure how this seat is set. I could probably push it significantly or much further forward. But I have a fist of knee space. In the Polestar 3, I could probably do like 4 fists or 5. Why do you need so much space? Space is good, okay, but with that it just got too much, just ridiculous. And they're also missing one function that EX90 delivers, and also the same as the XC90. I'm going to show you something, because Volvo's EX90, adjustable second row. Watch and learn, Polestar. This is how you do it, adjustable, and this individually adjustable on all seats. So you can do the middle seat. That was actually kind of firm. Who is going to sit on this one? Holy crap. But again, this is probably not representative for maybe a kid seat. This is probably not representative for the actual car, but this was pretty firm. Either way, adjustable. Adjustable. Watch and learn. And this is just awesome, because you can decide for yourself. Do you want a lot of cargo space, or do you want passenger space, or maybe you want slightly both? I can see this seat is jumping around here. Push this slightly forward so you can see another party trick. Another party trick, as I'm a previous XC90 owner, so I know all the tech. Reclining back seats, and then you can sit here for hours and hours. So much space, and you can even push it further and push the seat further, because we have an additional space. Because Volvo's EX90 are available in some different configurations. The Polestar 3, only 5 seats. However, Volvo's EX90, you can get it as a 7-seat configuration, and in some markets you can also get it as a 6-seat configuration. Then you won't have this seat here, but you will have an armrest here instead, and that is a 6-seat configuration. Sadly, in Norway we can't get it, but in Sweden they can. For no cost option, you can get a 6-seat configuration. 222. Polestar 3, only 5. So that is the biggest difference for me, or the seating configuration. Here you can decide for yourself. And this is one of the functions I have loved ever since I bought my XC90. Reclining seats, delicious. But let's now jump in the back. And then the last party trick of Volvo's EX90. 6th and 7th seats. These two, you can't get that in your Polestar 3 or in BMW iX or in the Q8, at least not the e-tron version. And these are now, let's see if I can push the correct button, is the electric adjustable. Even if I have messed it up with tilting the backrest. So note to yourself, don't tilt your backrest if you want to fold the seats electrical. So that's fixed the tilting of the backrest. Let's try it again. Let's do both seats. Is it kaput? Yeah, maybe. This is just a demonstration car, so the right one, yeah, it was this. Oh yeah, maybe I didn't push it, or maybe it can't do both at the same time. But as you see, when you fold these seats, because you don't need to use the 6 and 7 seats if you don't need it, then you just have an abundance of space. And this is also one of the things I loved with my XC90, just the available space. And if we talk about luggage space, let's see if I can remember it. In the 7-seat configuration for the EX90, it is 310 liters, and that increases to 655 liters when you fold down the 6th and 7th seats. The Polestar 3 was like 484. Yeah, 484. So significantly smaller. And that is the problem with Polestar's second row. They have used so much space for the rear seat passengers. Instead of having an adjustable second row, then you can increase the luggage area. And the luggage space in the Polestar 3, I just find that ridiculous for such a huge car. It has probably the same capacity as a Polestar 2. It has less than the V60. How is that even possible? So I think they have just abused that situation there. Just, no, this is much better. Adjustable second row, you can decide for yourself. And that brings us over to the last point, and that is the price. And that I have to put here. Because after you have considered everything of this, then you think, yeah, you have to consider price as well. So we're going to take the, this is the Norwegian prices. The price for the EX90 dual motor configuration, it starts in Norway at 949,000. That is the starting price. But if you go mental and just spec it to the moon, with every options, air suspension, 22s, Nordico, you go every option you can get. Then you tick in at 1,166,000. Fully decked out. Let's look at the Polestar 3. Starting price 872 for the dual motor performance. So slightly lower. But then you gotta go options. If you put the leather box, that is 40,000. If you want the leather, that is 60,000 for leather, but you also get ventilation and massage. But that, when you add all the options, and also I'm speccing a dual motor performance with 22s, and also the 1.3 million megapixel headlights. So I'm going all in, and then ticks in at 1,182,000 kroners. So actually more expensive than Volvo's EX90. So put everything of this together. What would be your choice? And as I alluded to in the beginning of the video, well, I'll carefully jump out. You know what my choice will be. It's pretty obvious. But it's also kind of not. But I've looked at everything of these, and even if I can't get leather, I would definitely go for the EX90 every day of the week. Both of the exterior design, I just love how boxy this thing looks, the practicality, the luggage space. The luggage space are just 10 points for me. So, but what car would you go for? Would you go for Polestar 3 or Volvo EX90? I would love to hear your thoughts, or maybe what other cars you were considering, if I didn't mention the car you considered instead of this. Let's have a little discussion down in the comment section, and I will end this video by thanking Volvo cars and also Volvo, World of Volvo. There's a lot of V's here. Huge thanks to World of Volvo. They granted me access to World of Volvo before opening hours. That's why it's so quiet here. They're actually not opening before 1 hour, so I came here pretty early. So a huge thanks to World of Volvo for letting me in here and make this video with the EX90. So that was it for the World of Volvo. Now, in just 1 hour time, I will take a tour around the exhibition and just chill and relax here for a couple of hours, and then it's home to Norway again. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car,